Hi guys and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. Today I have my palette roundup for the month of December. I'm filming it early, but it probably won't go up early because that's just how life is right now. Anyway, I hope the lighting is okay. I know this isn't the perfect lighting situation for makeup swatches, but we're gonna go with what we have. So please bear with me and know that I'll be back to my regular lighting next month. Anyway, all of the palettes that I wore in December, let's talk about them first. So first up, I have Nude Rich. This is the first one that I used. That's Huda, Nude Rich Obsessions. Then I also used the Smokey Obsessions by Huda Beauty. And then I went through the 4 Florasis palettes that they kindly sent me to review. So I did a full review and showed you them on how they looked. That video is already up. I'll try to remember to link it up above. Then what did I do? Oh, I have my Becca. What is this one? Is this the Pearl Glow Shimmering Palette? I don't even know what I'm talking about. And then I did the Venus. This is the Venus Immortals palette from Lime Crime. Yep. And we talked about how Lime Crime no longer is around. Crazy. And then finally we have Colourpop Twilight, because why not? So I'm going to start with my least favorite palette. I will show you swatches of them all, and I'll talk about pros and cons that I found with it, and then we'll go all the way up to my favorite palette of the month. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes and your thoughts and opinions on them, if you're tempted by any of them, if you wish that you had gotten any of them. Let me know down below. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing, and please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. So in last place, we have the Becca, this hurts just a little bit. This is the Becca Ocean Pearl Glow Shimmering Eye Palette. Why do I keep wanting to call it Ocean? I don't know, because they look like seashells. So there we go. That's what they look like. You have a lot of light colors in there, a lot of beautiful shimmers. It's a very heavy shimmer palette. They're very light shimmers. There are a few pretty shimmers in there, but in terms of making a look, it was difficult. You have, you got the 2 down here that are pearlescent. You have 2 actual mattes. Those are the only 2 mattes in the palette. I could have used a mid-tone matte, I think. And then you have the purple is okay. The pink, you get a little bit in there, but overall there's just not a lot of depth to this, and it just needed a little bit more variety. So what did I say? I said sheer shimmers. For the most part, it's pretty, but not a standalone palette. Not a lot of depth. Yep, same thing that I just said. I do really like some of the shimmers, like that one that you can just keep seeing. This one right here, that one's really pretty. The one next to it, the top row has some pretty shades. The middle row has some pretty shades, but I just needed a little bit more from it. Am I decluttering it? No, I'm not decluttering it. I'm not decluttering any of the palettes this month. But in terms of versatility and wearability, this was at the bottom. Next up is one of the Florasis palettes. This is the Soaring Sunlight palette. This one is beautiful. The artwork in here is fantastic. The one thing I don't love is that all the packaging is the same, so you really have to open them unless you know which one is which, and some of them are harder to remember what they're called than others. So that's what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. I said pretty sheer. The mattes are very pretty. The shimmer's more of a topper. Yes, the orange and the blue have more of a presence, as does this one right here, but the ones on this side are very, very light. Even that matte you see, you don't get a lot of it in there. I'm going to bring this up close. I know it's going to kind of distort the shades, but just so you can see how the colors kind of swatched. Unfortunately, I didn't love this palette. I like it. I think some of the colors are nice. I definitely would use most of these colors again. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not the green. I need to try to work with this one with maybe a different brush. I feel like if I have a scratchy type of a brush instead of the softer brushes, which I normally use, it picked up a little bit better with some of the other Florasis palettes, so I'm going to try that. But overall, just compared to the other ones, this one was just not as vibrant, not as beautiful. Just more of a sheer look, which I don't go as much for sheer looks. I feel like today, like this is more of a sheer look, but for the most part, I don't go for a lot of sheer looks. This next one might be a surprise. It surprised me. It's the Nude Obsessions Rich palette, and it's because it didn't perform very well. Most of the Hudas I absolutely love, and I really have enjoyed them. That's why I was collecting them for such a long time. But I said the shimmers just disappear. The mattes are okay. They last pretty well. Some of them muddied a little bit, and they were lighter than they looked in the palette. So here we go. This is what the shades look like by themselves. You know, some nice colors in there. The swatched all right, but like I said, the shimmers just kind of disappeared. And when almost half of the palette is shimmers, that's disappointing, especially when you want a look to stay throughout the day and you're like, wait, where did this go? Man, that's not fun. So here we go. So you can see they swatched really nice. They go on pretty well. Was not the biggest fan of the shimmers, even putting them on, but they just disappeared, which is very unusual in my experience with Huda. But yeah, that is the next one. Not going to declutter it just because I can use some of the mattes and mix it with the other Nude Obsessions that I have, but not one I would recommend. Getting closer to the middle, we have another Florasis palette. This one is the Gold Brown palette. That kind of seems like a misnomer to me because the other one is more of a gold brown palette. This is what this one is. So like I said, if you want to look at them, it makes it easier to know which one is which. There are some beautiful shades in here. I really do like this. I just don't love the color story quite as much as the other two because I don't really go for the blue that much. And this red is weird. It's down at the bottom. It's very, very sheer. One thing that I found as I was trying to like swatch these is they're so narrow, the pans, that there's a little bit of overlap that you'll see that kind of went in here and there. So there you go. You can kind of see how they all went on. This one is super duper sheer. I like this one a little bit more, this reddish shade, but it's a really nice palette. I love that top shimmer. This one right here is so blindingly white. This one is really nice too. It's down here at the bottom. It's really pretty. There's some beautiful shimmers in here. So I said compelling color story, looks really pretty on. The mattes are great. It's a nice palette. It's a good palette. If the color story calls to you, if you like those swatch colors, it's one that I would recommend. But there's some other ones that I don't know, I liked a little bit more, which is really crazy when you see what's next. Are you ready for this one? You're going to be shocked because this color story, not a me color story. Venus. Oh my gosh. This is the Venus Immortals, and this is what it looks like. It's cool toned, it's gray, it has black, it has, oh come on, there we go. All different sorts in there. It swatches those shimmers. Oh my gosh, the shimmers are my favorite. That is why it ranked so high. These three shimmers right here, I really liked what they looked like on my eyes. This white is trash. I will say that. That's this one down here. It's like this weird tuxedo type shade, but it was awful. The mattes were really nice. I got some good looks with them, even though they're not normally my colors. So what did I say? I said the shadows are awesome, work well, not crazy about the colors, but the looks were okay. They were a little bit more than what I normally go towards, but for me, those shimmers in here are what itched this one up just a little bit above that Florasis. In fourth place, we have the Twilight and Colourpop collaboration. Of course, I had to get this. And as I'm filming this, they've been teasing out a new mood collection, and you know I'm going to be getting some of that. I like the color story a little bit better because this is a little cool tone for me, but it has Edward and Bella. I just read Midnight Sun this fall, like finished it just before Christmas because it was really, I don't know, it took forever to read, but I read for a living teaching English. So I did that, and then I've been watching the movies again. I got to meet a few of the guys at Comic-Con, so I've just been reliving my Twilight era. So that's what all of the shades look like. I didn't use Edward and I didn't use Immortal because those are chunky glitters. They're like the actual have glitter in them. Not my favorite. I did swatch them for you, but I did not wear those on my eyes. I liked the green ones. I did a really pretty green look just before Christmas. I love these shimmers here. Like this one and this one and this one are just so good. Even like this one was pretty. So here we go. Look at how they catch the light. These are like, you got glitter. That's the glitter and that's the glitter. But you have some beautiful shades in there. The mattes are nice. Let me tell you what I said. I said some colors I like more than others. Chunky glitters, sad face. The greens are nice. The mattes and shimmers work well. I liked it. If it was just not quite so cool toned, not quite so blue, which I mean, obviously for Twilight, this fits. I would have liked it even more, but I loved the quality of it. I'm very happy that I have it. So Twilight, yeah, it's in 4th place. In 3rd place, I have my other Huda Beauty palette. This is the Smokey Obsessions. I was not expecting this to go this high, but this was a great palette for right around Christmas, the holidays. It felt kind of festive. What did I say? Where is it? Oh, very pretty. Actually, the mattes are nice. The shimmers are very pretty. Yeah, the shimmers are what make this palette. I love all of the shimmers. These two mattes were kind of overly similar to me. Like you can see them. There's not a lot of difference between those. Did I need the matte black? No. But other than that, like this is just, if you took out the matte black and the silver, this would just be like a warm kind of neutral palette for me. So I really enjoyed it. I think just that matte and the name Smokey, like it sounds like it's going to be, you know, like a smoky eye, and I don't really do a lot of smoky eyes, but this one was really nice. I like the mattes. I like the shimmers. I enjoyed the whole thing. Like, oh, those two shimmers towards the bottom, so pretty. I don't always remember to go up close so you can see the very blared out shimmers, or swatches. Yeah, this one was a nice one. In 2nd place, we have the Fenghuang palette. It's Fenhuang. I know there's another name for it on the website. I can't remember what it was, but when I was looking on the website, I was like, oh, okay. They changed the name so that those of us in the West would be able to pronounce it. So this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful palette. Once again, beautiful artwork in it. Once again, also looks exactly the same. The thing that I put this one so high up is this is just a great everyday palette. You have a couple shimmers in there that are beautiful. I especially like this one, and I like that it's a little bit bigger. This one is nice as well. You just got a lot of nice neutral shades in there. It works really well. So what did I say? I said mattes are really nice. I wish it had an extra shimmer, but the very pretty shimmers. So that's why I wanted one more shimmer, because these ones were really good. And this, the gold brown, I think has some good formulas in it. This is the same quality formula. I just liked the color story more. That's why it is number 2 in my ranking this month, and my number 1 was my favorite color story from the Florasis. Not because they sent them to me, but because this is just the color story that really I'm really drawn to. Oh my gosh, the Burgundy palette. So this is, yeah, Burgundy Sunset, my number 1 palette. Let me go swatch it. Here we have the Burgundy Sunset palette swatched. I said I love the color story. The shimmers are really pretty. I want another shimmer. So you got the one that's like a true shimmer here on the end. The other shimmer, like this is kind of a shimmer, this is kind of a shimmer, but they just don't have that quite that same pop, you know, and they're kind of similar in shades. But yeah, this was my favorite palette from this past month because I just really loved the color story, loved how it performed, knew that it was going to look nice no matter what, which is really important. Like I didn't have to work hard. I could just put it on and have a nice look, just a nice simple look. And that's what I really have been enjoying lately. So let me know if you've tried any of these palettes, your thoughts and opinions. Would you have changed the ranking? I feel like there's a couple of them that could have moved a little bit here and there, but let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.